What's going on, fam? Dre over here at Set Apart Gardens. Hope everybody having a wonderful, beautiful day. I just wanted to come and share 5 lessons that I learned in my 30 years of living that I'm gonna teach you in 10 minutes. All right, let's get into it. All right, lesson number 1. You spend more money over time when you buy cheap the first time. What do I mean by that? Let's say you want a good quality pair of shoes, right? Or let's just say you want a pair of shoes for work or whatever the case may be, you know, to wear to church and everything like that. When you say, okay, I'm gonna go to Rat Room Shoes, or I'm gonna go to Payless and I'm gonna buy a little cheap $50 pair of shoes, that cheap $50 pair of shoes is gonna last you 1, maybe 2 years before it starts to deteriorate. Versus if you say, okay, I'm gonna spend the extra money and go and buy a $300, $400 pair of shoes from a good reputable company and a good reputable brand, that'll last me 15 to 20 to 30 years if I take good care of them. So you spending $50 every year or every 2 years over the course of 20 years versus spending $300-$400 that's gonna last you 20-30 years. How much more money did you spend? Did you spend more money on the cheap shoes, or did you spend more money on the good quality shoes? You spent more money on the cheap shoes. That's why I say buy quality, spend the money that you don't want to spend. It's going to save you more in the end. I'm telling you that, like, I've learned that. And this is just not about shoes. This is about anything. Cars. You get your income tax, right? You got $1,500 to spare. You want to go buy a $1,500 car, but it ends up being a lemon. So the very next year, or even a few months later, you're going to have to go and buy another car because you bought a cheap car. So you add $1,500. Yeah, you drove around for a few months or a year or whatever, or 2 years. But guess what? You're still going to have to, in another year or that few months or whatever, you're going to have to go buy a new car. You're going to end up having to spend more money. So just buy the good quality car the first time. Go and finance it or save your money up. Ride the bus for a little while. Ride a bike. Get some exercise in. But you spend more money over time when you buy cheap. All right, the second lesson. Master money or you will become a slave to it. Anything you don't master, you become a slave to it. When you don't master your body, you become a slave to your body. When you don't master money, you become a slave to it. Okay, how do you master money? You master money by accounting for all of it. Every dollar that flows through, you account for it. You give it a place to go. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people think when they hear the word budgeting, that means, oh man, I can't do this, I can't have fun, I can't go out to eat. No, budgeting means the total opposite. Budgeting just means you put a name to every dollar. So if you get $5,000 a month, every single one of those $5,000 needs a place to go. So if you say, I'm gonna allocate 100 of that to go out, you know, and you know, go out and have a good time, that's $100 that's spent for fun. If you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do 500 on my subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, you know, anything you want to buy off Amazon, just online shopping, regular shopping, $500 goes to that. The rest goes to my savings or to rent. But you give every dollar a name. That's how you master your money, and you're able to keep more money. Money doesn't slip through the cracks because it's unaccounted for. When you account for every dollar and you give it a place to go, then you will be able to master your money, and more money will come in. You'll be able to keep more money. You won't be living paycheck to paycheck. You won't be broke. So just give every dollar a place to go. Just write it down on a regular sheet of paper. You could however you want to do it. You could jot it down on your phone. But okay, if I'm making $5,400, okay, this goes to rent, this goes to bills, this goes to shopping, this goes to having fun, this goes to fast food, this goes to groceries, this goes to the savings. Just give it a place to go. Master your money or you'll become a slave to it. All right, number 3, the sacrifice on the front end is well worth it. This kind of ties in with number 1, but it's a little different because it's not just about buying cheap or nothing like that. But when you sacrifice, let's just say you sacrifice the time on the front end with your kids, and you say, you know what, I'm going to take the extra time to homeschool my children. I'm going to take the extra time to invest in my kids and teach them and go the extra mile and invest in their athletics or invest in whatever their dream is. And I take that time up front, whether I'm working long days and still have to come home and invest that extra time and sacrifice that extra time. It's going to pay off on the back end. You know why? Because when that child grows up, he or she is not going to depart from what you put in them and what you instilled in them. They're not going to squander opportunities. They're going to be successful because you invested into their future. You invested into their dreams and their passions. So when you sacrifice on the front end and you take the time, even though it may take a little bit more time, a little bit more effort, a little bit more blood, sweat, and tears, on the back end, you're able to relax because you've built something with a firm foundation. You've built something that is not going to blow away with the wind. You built something that's going to last a lifetime. So now you're able to truly relax, versus if you didn't sacrifice in the beginning, in the end, you're going to spend your time trying to, you know, catch up or sacrifice then, because you didn't take the time to do so. So the sacrifice on the front end is well worth it. If you want to build a nice house or a nice homestead or a nice farm, build it on solid ground. Take your time. Don't try to do everything in a day or a year or 2 years. Do everything in the time that is meant to do it. Build it on the proper foundation. So 20 years down the line, your homestead is going to be like the Garden of Eden. Your homestead is, or your farm is going to be like you want it to be, truly, because you took your time, you invested it, you sacrificed on the front end. All right, the fourth lesson. Life is going to get hard. You just have to deal with it. You got to roll with the punches. But just accepting that reality alone, that life is going to get hard, it's not going to always be peaches and cream. You'll be better prepared for when life does get hard, because you already accepted in your mind that, hey, this is life. I'm going to go through things. I'm going to have mountaintop experiences, and I'm going to have experiences in the valley. That just comes with it. That just comes with the territory. We all going to die one day. That's just a fact that we got to understand. You know what I'm saying? But life is going to get hard. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a quick story. I did 11 and a half years, just under 12 years in the Army, 5.5 years on active duty, 6 years in the reserve. When I was going through boot camp basic training back in 2013, Fort Jackson, we were doing some sort of drill, you know what I'm saying? Or we probably was out at the range, at the gun range, qualifying our weapons. Or we were doing something, I don't know, don't quote me on it. But whatever we were doing, the drill sergeant was talking to us, and he was giving us a lesson about, you know, when we deploy, or if we deploy, you know, this is gonna happen, this is what you gotta look out for. And then he said something that stuck in my mind, and I had to question it. He said, and when you get shot, you do this, you don't panic, you know what I'm saying? And I raised my hand and I said, hey, drill sergeant, you mean if you get shot? He said, no, when you get shot. Because when you're going into combat, you gotta have it in your mind that, hey, I could potentially die. I could potentially get shot. It's not about if, it's about when. And if I don't, that's a blessing. That's by the grace of God. But when you accept that, you're able to be a warrior in a war zone, and not just somebody who is unrealistic, and you know what I'm saying, you don't think nothing bad can happen to you because you're in war. Something bad will happen, whether it happens to you or somebody right beside you. But always have it in your mind that it can, and it most likely will happen. And if it doesn't, thank God, and just be thankful for life. But if it happens to somebody close to you, you're not surprised. If it happens to you, you're not surprised. So I just say all that to say, life is going to get hard. When it gets hard, and you have the realization already that you knew it was going to get hard, you're not going to be surprised. You're not going to be discouraged like that. You're not going to want to quit, because you expected this, and you're going to roll with the punches. All right, and the last lesson is this. And this is one of the most realest lessons, right? Problems don't just go away. You got to deal with them. What do I mean by that? Whatever problems you may be facing, you might be running from debt collectors, bill collectors, right? Because you got into debt. As long as you run away, it's gonna chase you. It's not gonna go away. Face it head on. Your problems don't just go away because you turn a blind eye to them. If you know this needs to get done, go get it done. If you know, man, I'm on the run right now, man, I'm gonna just stay on the run because I don't want to go to jail. I got a warrant for my arrest. Man, go face that judge. Go get that warrant taken care of. Go get that speeding ticket taken care of. You know, and this is just for anything, like, you know, if you got a farm, hey man, go in, whatever it is you got to do, go plant those seeds that you don't feel like getting out there slaving in the hot sun to do. Go do it. You know what I mean? Go harvest that crop that you know need to be harvested, but it's only you, and you don't got any special equipment or machinery, and you're going to have to just get it out the mud. It's going to be long days, long nights. Go do it, because the quicker you do it, the more you're able to truly relax. Because this is the thing. When you have problems that you're not facing, you're never going to be able to truly relax, because it's always going to be in the back of your mind. Whether you laying down sleep, and in the wee hours of the night, you thinking, man, I got this, I still ain't faced that. Or whether you on vacation somewhere on the beach, man, when I get back, man, Wherever you at, you trying to relax. You in the restaurant, you can't even really eat your food and enjoy it like that because it's in the back of your mind. You're not gonna truly be able to relax until you deal with those problems. So deal with them, face them head on, man. Run right into them and just, you know what I mean? If they knock you down, oh well. Now you can spend the time getting up, but now you had a peace of mind that, hey, I've dealt with it, I faced it, I've gotten the consequence from it, and now I'm rebuilding, but I don't have it over my head anymore. So face your problems, man. Stop running from them. So that's 5 lessons that I learned throughout my 30 years of living, that I just talked to you in 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes. I'm not sure the time. But man, if you enjoy this content, man, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button first and foremost. We just hit 10,000 subscribers. Shout out to the South Gardens family. Our community is live, man. If you want to learn self-sufficiency, if you want to just learn holistic living in life and just be a part of a community, man, join our Set Apart tribe, man. We're growing. We're teaching people to get back to the land. We're teaching people just survival skills, but also just how to live life and just mindset and all of that good stuff and just being a part of a community. So join our Set Apart tribe. If you like this shirt, man, this shirt says followers of Yeshua the Christ. If you like this shirt, man, I'm gonna leave the product down below on our website, but go check it out, man. Go buy you a shirt, man. You know, we have a lot of different shirts. We got a lot of different merch, so go check it out. But yeah, man, like I always say, if you give them the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. See y'all on the next one.
Bombs over Baghdad really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS. Little haven from the taxman.